Touch New Zealand's coverage of the Premier Touch League is brought to you by SAS Sport and One Foundation. It's the Premier Touch League.
Welcome everybody to the Premier Touch League for today. Our first game of the day, we have a goodie. First up we have Metro versus Northern Strikers. Cav, first game today with the women's kicking us off. Looking forward to a big day of touch rugby today.
Yeah, cheers, Gene. It should be a good day here. First day of this new concept, the Premier Touch League. Starting off with the Metro-based Auckland team against the Northern Strikers. You probably know a few of these girls, Gene. What are you expecting out there?
So Northern Strikers, by the looks of the list here, Cav, got a nice bunch of young girls that are coming through the reins quite quickly. And then we shuffle over to Metro, who've got some good old heads in there. They're going to look to lead the pack around this morning. But also they've got a few young girls in there ready to take their gain on this game as well. So really looking forward out on the field to see this battle today, Kev.
Yeah, hopefully there's some good speed to it. We've got 3 good referees that are going to lead us off to start today's match. Probably led by Dali, I think he's out there. Tony Arnell and Harley Wall by the looks of it from what I can see, Gene. So hopefully it's free-flowing, nice and open, and we get a few touchdowns. So if we look at the list, we've got the Auckland Metro team, Short, Wilcox, Tainui McIntyre, Quidley, Kimara, Tagaloa, Lang, Tainui McIntyre, Langahuto, Solomona, Potts, Tote, Smith, Karina, Woodamanosa and Clemens.
And over to the Strikers, we've got Turner, Mixed-Head, Pukitapu, Maraewi, Hongi, Minton, Sausage, Stanton, Williams, Brown, Paya, Foster, Hawken, Turner and Taylor Foster. Teams are just in the middle of the park now, given a minute silence.
And there's that music, Gene. Touch season has officially begun.
Really looking forward today, Cav, to seeing the big mix of players that we have on offer this morning and this afternoon, with the men's coming in as well. Everyone in new names and everyone in new strips, and probably playing with people that they haven't played alongside touch rugby unless they're at the elite level, Cav. So it's good to see combinations of clubs mixing together to create franchises. The depth of youth coming through and the experience that'll be on show today, so it'll be a really good and interesting way to see how everyone's kicking off our touch season this year.
Yeah, it should be an exciting day, Gene. I'm just happy that I get to play in the 21s grade again. I thought it was over for me, but I'm now back with all the youth, so looking forward to the experience that today brings, and also seeing how the youth mix and match with the old heads of the game and really test themselves through the 70 by 50.
Nothing like running around the park with 21-year-olds, Cav. You still got it in you.
Yeah, good test for the old legs. So as we can see here, we've got the Metro team running from left to right and the Strikers in the blue running from right to left. We'll see that the Metro team here will start us off.
Tote and Tainui McIntyre look to start pairing in the middle combo for Metro on attack there. So they'll have a play set ready to go with Lang and Latoya sitting in the link role. Tote over to Lang. Just taking it easy here on the first couple of touches, getting a feel for the ball. A little bit slippery out there. It has been raining this morning. Cody on the back door. Good touch there, Tara Lee Turner.
Tara's a young girl who's come through the 16s grade, so she's going to be testing it out there against a couple of experienced heads.
She is, Kev, and she's actually turned up to Open Women's Trials, Touch Black's Open Women's Trials on the weekend too, and definitely put her best foot forward, and at such a young age, there's only great things for her future. So good set, good hold out there from Northern Strikers. Metro would have come up with a starter play, and Strikers were able to hold them out there, so let's see how they ruck out of this red zone and transition out of the field.
Yeah, just a basic error there from Metro, forward pass off the ruck. We'll see the referees probably trying to focus on that over the course of the day, as we see the Strikers team trying to transition out. Ball must be a little bit dewy out there, just a drop ball there as we're looking at them coming down the sideline, and Metro will have to counter on this.
Yeah, definitely looks like it's a bit slippery out there. There's 2 errors already in the beginning of this game, Kev, so teams will look to tidy that up so they can get some flow when playing off the back end of simple strike dumps.
Yeah, it was a good opening sweep play as we see the Metro team coming through the field up to the 5, looking to set up again. Just a little bit bunched in the middle, last touch. A little bit of a show and go there, but Strikers do well to hold them out.
Northern Strikers now looking to get some yardage going through to their box and get some fresh legs on.
Yeah, transition's a really important part of touch. If you get it nice and clean, you end up getting to a 4th or 5th strike dump at the back end, as we see Strikers on the end of this. Nice link chopper there, unfortunately put the ball to ground.
Nice setup play there. Number 5, Ellie Minton from the Strikers. Getting in the back there, allowing Holly to come through with the scoop on the back end. Good defence, Metro. Metro, a nice clean rucking pattern this time around, Cav. Much more easier, much more flow. Woodham and Nosa in there.
Yeah, a lot smoother on their transition as they get to 5 here. Michaela on the back end, and they're rewarded with a penalty.
Right off the back of yards, Cav. We mentioned that at the beginning. It's quite crucial in our game at the moment, and it has been over the past couple of years, Cav, a big influence at how we changed our style. Is that transition play?
Yeah, by looking at our transition set through that orange zone there, if it's nice and clean, then you're going to get to a better 4 and 5 at the back end of sets. As we see Michaela go for a dive there. Touches are called offside, but no, forward pass off the ruck.
Oh.
Call from Dali on the sideline there.
That was a nice little play from Michaela, and even Latoya feeding her from dummy half. Michaela has got some wheels, but so is this girl on the wing here.
Yes, Sammy Santon just streaking away down there. The Metro team actually thought they were in, so a lot of them were heading off to the sub box. A nice urgent turnover because of the forward pass, and we see the Strikers go down the other end with Sammy streaking away to open us up for PTL for 2019.
Again, Sammy Santon in at last weekend's camp, and she was very, very quick and agile on her feet. Sammy is very well drilled in the defensive line, so it'd be interesting the experience that she brings to this Northern Strikers team as well, Kev.
Yeah, it's good to see these Strikers, just no fear against some very good heads of our women's game, as we see the 2 sisters there combining. We'll probably look for maybe a live play. Get Aria on the back end of a quickie here. She goes to the left. Good release, but good read by the winger there, shutting them down.
Northern Strikers would have done a bit of homework too. Aria's a quickie specialist in our game at the moment. And just little errors creeping in it. And I think the refs are pulling them up a lot more than they used to be, Kev. I mean, we would normally get away with a sneaky forward pass off the ruck or an angle plant, but it's good to see them now really fine-tuning on those rules, so it makes our game get a little bit more tidier.
Yeah, it's a lot more cleaner now through, obviously, them understanding a little bit more of the trends of the game. I know that I have a lot to do with the referees in terms of conversations, and it's good that we can have those relationships in terms of moving forward so that our game can open up and they get a little bit of a better understanding of us and us to them. As we see Metro here, yarding across the halfway line, looking to get to a sideline here as we see the transition come on. I think if Metro can get to the back end here with a good pick or scoop on the end of it, it's been what's working for them. So as we see them come into the line here, back door, lining with a long ball out wide. Good touch by the winger. Another defensive stop.
Mixed head in there. She's again come through our under 16 grades. Destiny mixed head. So look for her. She's got a big, bright future in our game as well. Metro seem to be running a lot of sweet plays off the back door when they've finished their transitions there, Cav, and Northern Strikers up to the task defensively again. Ellie, nice strike dump, getting ready.
Yeah, the Strikers are looking good. I think if they can just clean up maybe their 2 into 3 and 3 into 4 as they're hitting that sub box, I think their 4 and 5 are going to be a lot better as they get across the half. They're just a little bit cramped as they're going towards that sub box and trying to find the middle, and they're just struggling with that. As we see good hands there by Langahute.
Michaela Anosa on the back end of this. She'll look to go right the way through and link up with her. Good touch there. So Michaela Anosa running around the park today, looking to take a bit of control in that Metro side. Northern Strikers defending well on their line. Nice second effort, working for each other a lot. Now looking to grind out. Hopefully they can keep the error rate, the error rate nice and clean there.
Yeah, it was a great defending touch there by number 6, Zoe Sausage, to keep the Metro team out here. As we see Tara sitting up as she gets on the back of a pick. She'll look to go through the line. Oh, great defensive touch there by Tiari at the link. That was probably one of the better sets by the Strikers. They managed to go 5-5, so they finished down in the Metro half here, making it tough for Metro to come through the field as we see touch 4 just as they're crossing the half.
Tainui McIntyre, Tote in the middle there running the show for Metro at the moment.
Good eyes up there by Codes as she noticed that the middle player there was offside, ran straight at her, and Tony equal to the task, penalty to Metro.
Nice set of 6 on the line. Aria will look to take control, and again, angle plant. Cav, that was a good call.
Yeah, it seems to be the one that's crept into this game. I think that's 2 or 3 that has been blowing up against the Metro team. It might be something that they'll need to address at halftime. I think Aria was asking there, my shoulders may have been turned, but my hips were square, so it might be a question to ask the referees at halftime.
Nice. Again, just the basics in this game a little bit, Kev. We're not running our rucks. We're almost nice and high when we enter in, and we're lacking that speed to get the ball down to the ground for our dummy half to pick that up. 2 sisters combining in the middle for Metro here. Latoya was a big part of our 27s women that we took away to Kuala Lumpur, gold medalist years, so she'll be quite experienced in this Metro team and should be doing a lot of organising and setting up for the girls. So they're really, really lucky to have someone with so much experience and skill to lead them around the park today.
Yeah, a bit of a mix-up there, faking the quickie and bouncing out the link, trying to keep the defence honest. As we play back to the middle, Aria will be looking to set things up as they run the sweep play again. Cody on the back door. Great lift by the link there, number 7, Sammy. She's having a blinder out there.
Sammy again. Good sequence of plays here from the Metro woman. Started in the middle, shuffled it right, and then again hitting the left side. So they're mixing up a lot, but Northern Strikers up defensively to the task.
Another offside penalty there. So for those of you that are watching and may not be familiar with the game of touch, we're required to get back 5 metres after every touch. And the last 2 penalties, you would have seen that the Northern Strikers were unable to do so. Good dive there by Aria, and finally the quickies paid off. Ball down, and she made sure the defender knew about it.
That's Aria to a T. That's her game. That's the area that she owns. And when you give her a mile, she's going to take an inch, and she's just so good. She gets so low. Nice ball down to the ground. And definitely letting everyone know that the ball was down there. So good. Comes up with confidence, which is going to put Metro in a confident space now. So she leads that team in the aggression state, but in a good way where she's demanding so much of her teammates.
Yeah, good to see her playing with confidence out there. It's something that the Metro team will need in terms of through her leadership, as we see a scoop here, a check off, number 9 to number 5. That's Williams to Minton. But no, they've deemed that the pass was forward in the in goal.
It was beautiful there from Holly. She's got so much skill. Again, she's in our 16s as well, Kev. She's got such an amazing skill talent for someone so young. She's only a short player, but she's very, very quick. She's very, very strong, and she's absolutely skilled, like a middle I haven't seen come through the ranks for ages. So she'll be interesting to watch over the next year or so, but she's already stamping her mark in this elite touch program that we've got running anyway, so she'll be one bright one for our future.
Yeah, it's good to see the no fear attitude of these young ones out there. If they went in with a little bit of nerves, I'm sure that the nerves are lost.
Great touch there.
And that's what you're talking about. We're going into our rucks quite high into the body, and we've seen just a good touch there by Michaela, and strikers lose the ball, giving Metro every opportunity to go 2-1 up.
And again, those are team changes. That was Lang in there with that one. That changes the momentum straight away. It gives an opportunity for Metro to strike here and go 1 up and start to relax a little bit. I think they're frustrated that they haven't scored with the amount of ball that they've had down on their 5 metre. So if they can seal something here, that'll give them a lot of confidence going into the second half of this game and even finishing on the back end here.
Yeah, good officiating there as well. You know, they deemed that the player didn't win that ruck and that the defensive touch was nice and clean, and obviously it was a good strong touch, meaning that the player lost the ball. So good officiating there by the referees, not deeming that it was too hard of a touch.
Strikers coming out through their transition plays here. Sammy in there dropping in. Tara Lee will look to set up for a scoop here, and she'll threaten all the time. She uses her footwork, and she's also got a left to right, right to left, which hopefully we'll see a lot more of when they're down there. Strikers haven't had much opportunity down this end of the field, Cav, but they seem to be getting 5-5, like you mentioned, and just not finishing off on the back end. So it'll be interesting to see them with a set of 6 down on their 5 metre.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the second half, whether or not the wind out there. If we look at our flags in the background, they're all flapping from the left to the right. So to me, it looks like the Metro team have the course of the wind at their backs. So it'll be interesting to see in the second half if that's a big turnaround for the strikers as they go through the field.
It's Potts and Tote mixing up in the middle there for Metro. They're trying to find some holes in this Northern Strikers defence side, but they're up to the task this morning, Kev, the Northern Strikers. They've really looked like they're working together as a unit defensively.
Yeah, their connectivity through the middle looks really well. Only the one touchdown coming off the live play, but if we look at the front end of that, you know, they've done 2 or 3 sets on the line. As we see an error just creep in by the Strikers team there, Metro will get a fresh set of 6 just south of the half.
Again, angle plant, so that's probably 4 already in the first half of a touch game. Again, we're not normally used to seeing those called from referees, but again, they are the right calls, and so they are officiating to the rules, and we just have to adapt to that. It's too many for one half.
Yeah, so for those of you watching and unfamiliar with that rules, we see the 5th touch is a good left to right pass there, and that goes to Alyssa Clemis in the corner to take the Metro team up 2-1.
That was a nice ball. Highland Potts there with that left to right. Toya setting that up again in the middle arena, but that left to right hitting our winger out wide was quite pretty to watch.
Yeah, and just going back to the rule for those of you that are unfamiliar, if you play the ball and your hips aren't square to the way that the field is running, then it's deemed that you've played the ball incorrectly, and therefore it's a turnover to the other team. So we see the strikers coming into the line. They'll be looking to get Tara on the back end of this. Jean, you mentioned she has a left to right pass, so we might look to... Oh, but no need to throw it when you got wheels like that. Nice little play there, faking the 33 peel, and the runner on a nice little back door here as we scoop to the short side, front door, back door, Tara out the back, and too much wheels there, and they level this up 2-2.
It was an awesome little play there, Kev. I'll probably have to watch it a couple of times before I understand what happened, but that was good. And that's a triple T combination that have worked for them in the national scene here at Touch. And again, it proves the basic things of a simple cut and a wraparound. They're still a big part of our game, and they utilise those strengths really well.
We see Aria back on the ball. She's keeping this defence honest. She's got a nice low game, good dive. I think they need to keep working to that. There's been 2 or 3 times where they've stretched the defence and caused a collapse. So I think if they can keep running with that, then a second phase opportunity may come within the second half.
That's better depth there for Metro. They're trying to attack on quite a flat path, so it's good to see them just open up a little bit and create some depth. Great ball there. Latua, Tainui, McIntyre.
Yeah, great left to right there. We can see that they've made a little bit of an adjustment. They made a few live plays to the short side, and now they're coming back open. Noticing that the defensive line's collapsing in, and the winger was just caught running in there. Great pass by Latoya, and I think that's number 23 again, Alyssa, scoring in the corner.
Northern Strikers will have a starter play off the back here. Taylor Foster in the middle there, working with Zoe Sausage. Pukitapu coming in. Pukitapu was a member of our New Zealand Open mixed team, travelling to Kuala Lumpur for the World Cup. She's coming on the back door. Taylor Foster in. Great dive there.
Good little switchback.
Again, the simple plays of touch rugby still coming in handy. A nice late cut there, low to the ground. Northern Strikers just quite simple on attack, Kev, but yet effective.
Yeah, they threw a back door coming around the back there, and all that happened was we scooped to the short side. The link noticed that the defender had chased the back door. Nice little cut play and opened up the defence to take it to 3-all. As we see Latoya on the ball, really directing this offensive line here for the Metro team as we get Michaela on that sweep. They're enjoying that sweep, so we've seen them drag them from the right side to the left side. I wonder if they're setting up for a left to right again, Jean.
They're also getting depth on this side a lot more on the right side here, so it's creating a lot more people to... Yeah, there was a poor set there from Michaela. She kind of just went with the flow there, so she'll look to come back on the next set of 6 and revisit that one. So let's see how Metro hold them out here defensively.
Yeah, going into the last 2.5 minutes of the half, it's probably a little bit of the battle of the legs. It's the opening game of the season, probably a few tired legs, but a few tired minds out there, so it'll be interesting to see the bigwigs of this Metro team really step up to see if they can take the lead going into the half.
Pukitapu nice and strong, nice and quick up defensively. Again, put the pressure on. Northern Strikers will look to chance their arm here with the pace that they have coming through.
There we see it again, Jean. Another not square at the roll ball. It's definitely something I'll be looking for myself when I'm out there today, making sure that I'm squaring up. Something that the referees have obviously talked about, and they've deemed it something they're going to look for through the course of the weekend.
You're lucky you didn't play first game then, Kev. You would have had to change your tactics a little bit coming into game 1.
Yeah, it's be some good noticeable chats before our game as we see Cody on the ball. A combination that's worked for this Metro side, Cody and Aria. As we see Codes on the back door again, Aria to Tote.
Ali Minton making that touch there on Tote. Ali Minton's getting up quite early, nice and strong defensively, and her retreat line is nice and quick, which gives her the time to almost stay man on there, Kev.
Yeah, it's good work by the defensive link there as well, stepping up off the line, causing the attacker a double mind as we see Aria scooping. A nice switchback again. Well read by the defenders there as they decided to stay man and stuck to their player.
Minton again making that cover touch. 5th and final touch, so Aria will look to go through the line.
Nice show and go there by Aria. Made something out of nothing there. I think she was looking for an offside call in the touch before. As we see the strikers rucking out here, they'll be looking to get to a 5th touch across the half to see if they can get anything on the back end of it. We might look for Tara coming out of the sub box here to see if there's anything from a long range scoop.
30 seconds left in our first half, so they'll look to just drive for Sammy there. Unfortunately, lost track of the number count here, so they'll need to hold them out for another 15. And I think Metro will look to go into half-time with these last couple of touches.
Yeah, they'll just look to play out the half, I think, here with 5 seconds to go. Strikers won't want to do anything stupid here defensively. They just want to stay connected. And here it is, last play of the half. Nice pick out of half. Holland Potts. Well, touch and pass called there by Tone, so the half isn't over yet. We can't end the half on a penalty. touch called there, much to the array of the crowd, thinking that the player may have been offside there. As we go into the half here, we have the Metro team 3, the Strikers team 3. Great opening half of touch footy here at PTL for 2019.
3 tries apart as we go to the split back very shortly with the second half of this Metro v Northern Strikers open round at the 2019 Premier Touch League.
So Kev, just in the terms of this game, the referees have had a big influence in this game this morning?
Yeah, I think in terms of influence, we're talking about some of the things that they're pulling up out there, and it's quite evident that the forward pass off the ruck and also not keeping square in the roll ball are two that have crept into mind from what we saw in the first half. So both coaches will be looking to address that, and the pleasing thing about it is it's a 1%. It's something that we can change. So it's not as if the referees are causing us to do that. It's something that we can change, and it's just probably cleaning up our 1%ers to be a bit more clean through our roll ball.
Yeah, I agree, Kevin, and I agree that the calls are correct out there with the referees, which I'm glad I'm not playing out there as well today, because I probably would have said it differently out on the field, but they are pulling up the correct calls, and again, it is a simple fix. So it'll be interesting to see what the messages our coaches send out there, because I think it is just those 1%ers that are lacking on both teams for
referees 30 seconds.
As we just hear the 30-second call there, last minute messages as we see Tony on screen there, the coach for the Metro side. Very, very smart man, so we'll be looking for maybe something a little bit different from the Metro team in terms of a change up through this second half. And from Lovey over the far side, the coach of the Strikers team, I think should be looking for a little bit more grind through that middle course of the field. They'll have the wind at their back, so it'll be interesting to see what they get on the back end of their sets this half. The Strikers team.
this wind's starting to pick up a little bit, Kev, so that'll be interesting going forward to see how teams adapt to that long ball that they're looking at throwing as well.
Yeah, we've had a couple of good left to rights by the Metro team in that first half, as we see the Strikers kick off the second half. Ball playing through Tara Lee there, looking to run that same play on the sweep. They've looked for a phase play on this account. Just a little bit slow coming out of the halftime chat there.
Yeah, it looked like the same play that they were running, but they were looking at a different option off the back end. But again, I think just the intensity on that first set, Cav, that if that could have been a little bit more powerful, they might have threatened a little bit more. Metro were able to hold their line defensively there.
Yeah, there was no real pressure on the Metro line there, as the Strikers were just a little bit casual coming into the 5, but good defensive lift there by the link there, forcing the Metro toucher to go in as we look for Tote off the back end on a scoop here. Lovely set there. I think that was by Solomona.
Solomona, yeah, she's very good in that arena, Kev. She's very strong, and she knows how to isolate and turn shoulders. So if you've ever got a scooper on the back of someone, she's probably someone that you want to scoop on the back of.
Yeah, it was good transition there by Metro. They made sure they got to a good strike dump on their 5th, as we see the Strikers just not really clearing bodies in terms of that ruck, but they're making something here, as we see number 22, who is Taylor Foster. Good scoop out of half there, went back to the short side. Wing just cut in, maybe should have held out.
She's quite an interesting player, Taylor Foster. She's been out of our game for a little while, but it's very interesting to see her back here and leading from example with this Northern Strikers team. Again, they are a very young team, and she seems to be taking control out there plays a lot of netball as well, and at an elite level. So it's really, really good, Taylor, coming back and giving back to our touch community again.
So we've gone from the not square to now the not stepping over the ball. 2 calls back to back there. So the referees are definitely focused on this ruck area, which is quite interesting to know moving forward, that we're going to have to clear up our ruck in order to make sure that our game is nice and smooth and the transitions clean. As we see Metro coming across the half here, Michaela directing play, getting on the back end of a scoop, looking for a right to left, Latoya with the ball.
Great direction out there from Michaela Anosa. She seems to be leading the pack during that transition round.
Yeah, just good direction there by Michaela. Made sure that the 5th strike dump there was accurate, as we see her get on a quickie. Nice little 7s play there. Good little balk of the touch.
Nice. Michaela still at the back end looking for second phase.
Yeah, the way the defensive line's coming through the line there to make the touches, I think second phase might be an option here for this Metro team as they run a nice little pocket play. Back to phase, Michaela on the back end. Good touch there by another Foster, Charlie. Are they sisters, Jing?
Yeah, they are sisters. Charlie is just returned from our under-16s tour. She's also a member of our under-18s Touch New Zealand squad, so she'll be putting the pressure on her sister to meet her at the elite level as well. But Taylor's played a lot of her touch in North Harbour and in Counties Manukau, so she has a lot to offer this Northern Strikers. But isn't it awesome out there? Sisters v sisters, attack and defence.
Yeah, as we see 2 sisters there going against the 2 sisters. For Metro, we have the Tainui McIntyre sisters, Aria and Latoya. And then on defence for the Strikers, we have the Foster sisters of Charlie and Taylor. So a good little family matchup out there, Jing.
Yeah, no, this was, I'm actually interested in this. And Toya will look to lead this one with Aria assisted by Potts. Potts has been good in this game, running her lines and doing her job, utilising her strengths. Well done. Northern Strikers will look to get some fresh legs on. Taylor and Charlie will look to head to the box now.
Yeah, the next 10 minutes is probably the most important 10 minutes of this game, with no opening touchdown yet in the second half, as we see the Strikers looking to transition on. They're looking to target that link area.
And that was a good transition from the Strikers. 3 touches and they were at halfway. Good flow on from our middlemen and a perfect drive there. Unfortunately,
A little bit of confusion there. Dummy half, not dummy half.
Holly was too quick, I think, on that one.
Yeah, Aria did well there just to hold her line and make sure that she didn't impede the touch going backwards. And that's a good step by the Strikers. They managed to get themselves out of trouble after defending a couple of sets down in their red zone, and they managed to get all the way to the green.
Metro looked to be all heading off for a sub there, and Northern Strikers are fully loaded on the left-hand side, so it would be a matter of shuffling out the ball and finishing off out there. Ooh.
Yeah, that's just good eyes-up play there by the Strikers. They've been good at this all game, actually. Their urgency to the turnover. And we see a quick roll ball at the point of the error where there was a drop ball on the wing by Metro here. And I think that's Dina. Yep, just a quick roll ball. And then through the line. Lovely draw and pass skills here by the Strikers. And they opening the try-scoring account for the second half through number 15, Maya Turner. And there we have it. Strikers take the lead 4-3.
Strikers look to be running a lot of their moves and a lot of their transitions quite well, whereas Metro are looking to be a little bit more static and lethargic from this end, Cav. I think they need a bit of someone just to kill the momentum there, because Strikers are looking to come forward again on attack here. Yeah,
just a unforced error there by the Metro team, having 7 on the field, so a little bit uncharacteristic and something that we don't see a lot in touch rugby. But if you have 7 rather than 6 players on the field, then it's an automatic penalty at halfway. And the Strikers get an opportunity to go 2 up.
Sarai here, she's a member of Triple T, and they won the under-21 nationals, so she'll look to lead in here. Great lift there from our middle defender. Working hard with Toti.
Yeah, just knocking the ball down there. So 6 again here for the Strikers team.
You've got Tara will lead to run this middle, and she's got a lot of options. She has a quickie, she has a long ball, and she also has speed and agility. So defensively, you have to be on your toes on all options when you're defending Tara.
Yeah, good defensive lift there from Quidley at the link, cutting down the live play option of the quickie. As we see the Strikers looking to go back to the middle. Another penalty. So if you don't continue to walk forward and touch rugby once the ball has entered the 5-metre area, then it's deemed that you're not going out to make the touch, and therefore a penalty to the Strikers team.
It's good to see the Strikers have learnt from their squaring up of those play balls. I think they're going in a little bit more cautious of what their shoulders are doing and where their hips are.
Yeah, just looking a little bit unbalanced out there, the Strikers team. If they can just open the field a little bit more, they're a little bit bunched to the ball, as we see a nice little dummy there, and Tara looking to go through. A little bit pressured there as she looked to turn back for a right to left, and Metro make a good defensive read as they look to get out of trouble and get down to their own green zone.
They look for nice transitions here, set here, Metro Wood. Nice little run there. Get some fresh legs on and start getting some direction. We've got Woodham and Osa coming in the back end, so she'll look to take the lead and start setting up some flow with a pick on the back end.
That's a great touch by Sausage there, coming off her zone to make a good defensive read there and managed to kill the ball on 4, meaning it was tough for the Metro side to get to a 5th touch there. So good defensive effort there by the Strikers.
Very good defensive effort. Metro will look to hold them out here a little bit. They need to change the momentum here, so they need to probably do a little bit of work here defensively so that Northern Strikers don't end up on their line again with penalty after penalty. So they'll look to press up high. Michaela will lead that there. Solomona's a great defender there, same as Langahito.
As we see the Foster sisters trying to combine there. Equal to the task was the Metro defence. Great touch there by the link, Solomona.
Yep. Coming in, read that play nice and early, assisting her middle.
Jean, we're seeing a few repeat sets here as we see a nice little switch back there, and the two sisters combine. That's Charlie to Taylor, and Taylor crosses, making the score extend out to a 5-3 lead to the Strikers.
That was a beautiful play, both the sisters there, just reading. It wasn't a set play, it wasn't anything, it was just, if you latch someone, I'm going to go behind you. And that's the luxury that these Northern Strikers ladies play a lot of touch with. It's almost read me, read you. They have set plays and policies, but again, when they're out there, they're playing touch, and what they see is what they put on offer.
So we've seen through the course of both the halves, Jean, a lot of repeat penalties on the line. Is there anything that you want to be looking for when you get these repeat sets in the female game?
The Metro did it quite well in the first 5 minutes or 10 minutes of the first half. They had a lot of sequence plays, and if you have someone on the ball like Aria Tainui McIntyre, when you get a repeat 6, already she's a threat on touch 1. So all I would look to do would be get some depth. They're playing quite flat, both teams. So if we start threatening with a lot of depth, we have more options running onto the ball.
As we see the Strikers here looking to, oh, no, just the error there. Call is for a forward pass from the link to the winger there. She was looking to go down the sideline. So this is an opportunity here for the Metro team. They've got 6 touches inside the Strikers' half. As we see the Tainui McIntyre sisters combining.
Toya will look to take charge in this. She knows, she's experienced, she knows what the score is, she knows how long to go, she knows the strengths of people around her, and she's going to utilise that so that they can come out the back end of this.
And there it is, another forward pass there called by Tony Arnell, one of our match officials out there. Just some basic errors here from both teams, things that they can clean up. I'm sure both sub-boxes will be talking about it, making sure that leading into the back end of the half, they clear that up. As we see the Strikers through Tara here is trying to set something up on 5.
Great roll on there for the Strikers as well. A lot of the time we look to go straight to our box to get fresh legs on, but the Northern Strikers decided we're going to go up the middle of the park and then hold them out defensively. Again, it's mentally strong. Mentally, they've tuned their team in to be strong defensively, so that's going to set them up in the last back end of this game.
Yeah, I think some tired legs and some tired minds are creeping into both teams out there. It's going to be a battle of the legs. So as we see the Metro team here coming in through Cody.
Just as you mentioned there, Kev, that was tired legs in there. Great touch there from Northern Strikers. Tired legs in there from some of our Northern Strikers in the middle. And that was probably due to the fact that they yardsed out in the middle corridor in the set prior, which didn't allow them to get to the box and transition off. So when you are looking at going through the middle corridor, you are asking yourself to stay behind and do another set defensively.
Yeah, just a battle of the grind here. Both teams a little bit struggling through the field. They just need someone to really set that tempo and touch one so that the rest will follow, as we see Metro given every opportunity here to climb back into this game. Oh, great defensive touch there by the winger.
And great dive there from the Metro winger as well.
Destiny Mixted there, equal to the task on number 23, Alyssa Clements from Metro.
Taylor and Charlie back in the middle defensively. Toti trying to look at running that. Nice little pass there. Destiny making the touch there. Ball down. Great work, Alyssa. That's 3 for her today, is it, Kev?
Yeah, Alyssa's just crossed for her third, and a bit of the opposite reflection of what happened only moments ago. Laying out to Clements, and then Mixted just unfortunately had to come in to make the defensive read on the link, went to turn and chase out, and unfortunately this time it was Metro managing to cross the line, taking the score 5-4 to the Strikers.
And Metro will be okay now. They'll be feeling comfortable. There's still 6 minutes to go. So they'll look to defensively hold this one out and strike straight away just to get them back in the game. Nice little play here. Holly running into the pocket, getting nice and low. And even though Holly hasn't scored, she has threaded the line, which has made our defensive stay in tight now. So a sequence off the back end will be looked to spread this ball a little bit more.
Yeah, 33 PL play there. First one of the game I think I've seen. As we see Metro, this is where they need to just grind out this set, as we see Aria looking for a penalty, and she's got it. That's good tempo there from Aria, making sure on touch one she really set a platform. So we need the rest of her team to replicate her work through getting that penalty.
And again, that's Aria, utilising Aria's skill strengths in that arena. She demanded a penalty. She wants her team on the back foot, and it takes someone like that to change the momentum. So good work, Ari.
As we creep into the last 5 minutes of the game here, we see Toti on a scoop. Lovely speed, getting into the in goal, just trying to find a player free. Couldn't do so. Penalty here. Dali's called the link there for holding, so he's deemed that the player defensively has held on to the attacking player, not giving them an opportunity to score a touchdown, resulting in a penalty.
Toti and Tainui McIntyre look to link up here in the middle pairing. Toya will look to use Totia's speed or long ball. She's got a nice left to right. Totia is probably her favourite pass there. Destiny making the touch there.
Yeah, good defensive read there from the winger. Put herself in a little bit of a vulnerable zone, but the attacking player went for a dive and she was able to make the touch. That's actually a good attacking set there from Metro. Just ball not going to hand. They're just running that nice little pocket play out the back, creating numbers on the open side, and they're getting to a 3-on-2 relatively easy. It's something that the Strikers will need to identify and probably lift a little bit better to space.
Strikers putting themselves under a lot of pressure just in there, and Tainui McIntyre making them pay for it.
Back-to-back touchdowns there by Metro, and right back in this game as they level the score at 5 apiece. Some good experience there by Latoya, managed to get a live play, ducking under and ball down.
Nice work, Toya. Still got it in you, girl. She would have known that set was crucial for her team to get on par. So she'll take control there, go to the box, and start leading this last 3 minutes of her Metro side.
Yeah, 3.5 to go in this game. Anyone's game at the moment, as we see Strikers going into the 5. Tara on the ball, looking for a right to left, hits the link. Out to the winger, stepping back inside. Great defence there by the Metro team, by the far side wing and link there.
Nice ball movement there from the Northern Strikers. If they can defend this one nice and close to their line, they might have an opportunity to turn around and get some points on the board. So let's see how much effort they put on defensively with Metro looking to ruck out. Momentum started to change a little bit now, so Northern Strikers need to get up.
Yeah, we just see a bit more fluidity through the field here by the Metro team. They're managing to get in behind, creating some good gates as we see Cody on the back end of a pick here, looking to come back to the left. Speed there by Potts, good touch there by Tara. So as we creep into the last 2.5 minutes here, it's really a battle of the field. You've got to make sure that you're getting down to the opposition's 5 and completing your sets, trying to give yourself every opportunity.
That's right, Cav. If you can get to the end of the field, you don't or give it to Dana and get her to give a run away. That'll do. Puketapu, well done. Individual effort. And that, Cav, is just fitness.
Yeah, good speed there by Dina on the far side link. Just a little bit of a dummy. Put the winger in 2 minds and then put the foot down and extend it out from 30, 40 out and able to take the lead here for the Strikers. So Metro, they'll have to come up with something here as we're creeping into almost the last minute of this game. Minute 50 to go.
Aria and Toya are on the ball there. So they'll look to run a play off the back end.
Yeah, probably an actual sequence play here from the Metro team as we see a sweep there by Latoya coming into the line. Probably looking to give it back to her live. Good lift there by the link. Putting pressure on the ball player there as we just saw that right to left pass cross over the sideline. And Metro, unfortunately there, they weren't able to level the score up. So they'll be looking for a defensive stop here. So big pressure put on the Strikers coming off their line.
Good touch there by Aria. She's really trying to put her best foot forward for this Metro team. Northern Strikers don't seem to be overawed by the occasion. And again, Aria, just in moments, she's very, very skillful in moments where you need the momentum to turn. And she had planned that probably right before coming into touch. And those are key moments in a game where there's only certain people that can create those moments. And Aria is one of those ones, Kev.
Yeah, strong touch there by Aria. She looks to get a live play, looking for the quickie play. And on the right to left,
great
good defense there by Tara.
She had read that. She understands attack a lot, so that gives her quite some good knowledge of defending, how they want to attack. And that's something that she would have run herself. So knowing those things defensively, she can set herself up in the right place. So great work, Tara. She will look to stay on for this last 30 seconds. She's been on for the past 2 minutes, but she will look to grind it out. And she's got a big engine. She's only young. She's only a small girl, but the engine of her and the skill set and knowledge of her is immense.
Yeah, much better set there by the Strikers. They really needed to complete that as we see some tired legs coming in here from Metro, and good touch there by the Strikers, and terrific first game here at PTL 2019 as we see the Northern Strikers take out game 1 of the girls' grade, 6 touchdowns to 5 over Metro.
Amazing game first up for our PTL Premier Touch League here this morning. Northern Strikers with 6, Auckland Metro with 5. That Northern Strikers will be absolutely wrapped with that scoreline. They would have come into today thinking this other team's Metro's so experienced and they've got a lot of good players in there, so they have just come in and given their all and walked away in this game feeling quite refreshed, revived, and very, very happy with the result there for Northern Strikers.
Yeah, terrific heart by the Metro team. They were down by 2 with only 7 or 8 minutes to go, but they managed to claw it back to a 5-all scoreline. Then some good speed by Puketapu on the far side, managed to extend the lead to 6-5 to Strikers, and then some good play by Tainui McIntyre through the field, but they were unable to equalise the scoreline down the other end, and the Strikers managed to take out game 1 of this PTL Women's Series.
Yeah, totally agree, Kev. I mean, Metro, for me, Aria Tainui McIntyre, she did everything she could on the field, and even during the games when scenarios needed to change, to try and change that momentum. So well done, Metro, in their first game up. Obviously, it is the first game of our season.
So we're just going to cross down now to Mike King, who's got one of the players there from the Strikers team.
Oh, hi. We've got the with me, Soraya Murray-Wihongi. Soraya, well done. You've come away with a win out of the first game for the PTL.
Yeah, it was very... Well, our girls haven't, because we're from up north, so it's a area, so we haven't had a full training, so we came out with not many expectations, but just play for each other and just we've got nothing to lose. So
You've got quite a young squad here for the for your team. So what was that like, bringing all the young girls together?
We're just exposing all the young girls to high performance touch. So I think it went really well for our first game. So heaps of our girls have been in the developments and under 16 squad. So we played really good today, I thought, for our first proper run together.
Well, again, congratulations and well done, and wish you all the best for the rest of today.
Oh, thank you.
Now,
Good morning. This is, of course, the Manukau Raiders versus the Waikato.
Touch New Zealand's coverage of the Premier Touch League is brought to you by SAS Sport and One Foundation. Live, it's the Premier Touch League.